Morning mindset difference. Let's begin with something most people never think about, your morning mindset. In many Western routines, mornings start like this. Alarm rings. You open your eyes, you reach for your phone before your brain wakes up. Notifications, news, messages, scrolling, and within seconds, your mind is already stressed before your feet touch the floor. Now let's compare it to a typical Japanese morning. The alarm rings, but instead of jumping into noise, people sit up, stretch slowly, take a deep breath and sip something warm, tea or water. No rush, no panic, just intention. Japan follows a quiet principle called ikigai, a reason to wake up. Even if someone sleeps fewer hours, their mornings still feel energized because they begin with clarity. Think about your mornings. Do you open your eyes tired? Do you grab your phone before breathing? The Japanese approach teaches one subtle yet powerful rule. The first 10 minutes of your day decide the next 10 hours. No gym pressure. No motivational hype. Just silence, stretching, breathing, and awareness. Millions of people sleep 8 hours, yet feel exhausted, not because they need more sleep, but because they wake up into chaos. So tomorrow morning, try this. Before you check your phone, sit quietly for 2 minutes. Stretch your arms, take a slow breath, drink something warm. You don't have to become Japanese, but you can borrow their morning peace. This tiny habit quietly changes everything. Cleanliness and space mindfulness. Let's move to the second habit, something small but deeply transformational. How you treat your space is how you treat your mind. In many Western lifestyles, rooms often become storage units, a pile of laundry, food wrappers, books scattered everywhere. It is normal to say, "I'll clean later," but later rarely comes. The space becomes chaotic, and the mind quietly follows the same pattern. Now look at the average Japanese living space, simple, uncluttered, not because they are obsessed with aesthetics, but because they believe excess blocks peace. There's a cultural principle called meaning the beauty of empty space. Japan teaches, a room should give you energy, not steal it. Less furniture, less decoration, less distraction. And because there is less, there is more clarity. This doesn't mean Japan is magically cleaner. It means cleaning is identity, not a chore. After using something, they put it back. Before bed, they reset the room. They believe space reflects the inner state. If there is clutter outside, there is clutter inside. So ask yourself, is your room a place that calms you or drains you? You don't need a minimalist Japanese apartment. Just try this tiny habit. Every night before sleeping, reset one small area, your desk, your bedside, or floor. This takes 1 minute, but it teaches your brain, I deserve peace. That mindset quietly changes your discipline, your focus, and your life. Eating habits and mindful consumption. Now let's talk about something we do every day, eating. In many Western cultures, food is often rushed, oversized, or emotional. You eat while scrolling, you snack when stressed, you choose fast food because it's convenient. There is nothing wrong with this, it's simply a habit pattern. Now compare this to typical Japanese eating culture. Meals are smaller, balanced, and intentional. Japan follows a simple principle called hara hachaibu, eat until you are 80% full, not stuffed, not overflowing, just satisfied. Why? Because fullness affects mind and movement. A heavy stomach slows thinking, creates fatigue, and weakens discipline. Japanese meals look light, but they energize. Western meals look big, but they often drain energy. Another difference. Japan treats food as a moment, not a distraction. Phones are kept aside. Meals are served visually balanced, not for aesthetics, but for mindfulness. When you see your food arranged beautifully, you respect it more. Slow eating becomes natural. So ask yourself, when was the last time you ate without screens, without stress, without rushing? Japan teaches a tiny but powerful habit: pause before eating. Appreciate your meal. Stop when 80% full. You don't need to switch diets, just switch attention. One mindful meal a day can change your cravings, your mood, and your health. This habit looks small, but it rewires how you consume not just food, but life. Time, respect, and punctuality habit. Let's move to the fourth habit, a habit that quietly shapes success: how you treat time. In many Western environments, being a little late is normal. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, no big deal. Meetings start late, plans get delayed, and apologies are casual. It isn't intentional, it's cultural tolerance. Now let's contrast this with Japan. In Japan, time is treated almost like a moral responsibility. Trains are timed to the second. Workers arrive early, not on time, early. If someone is late, they apologize deeply because lateness is seen as affecting everyone, not just themselves. Why does this matter? Because punctuality isn't about clocks, it's about discipline, reliability, and self-respect. Japan believes if you respect time, time respects you back. When you show up early, you don't rush, you prepare, you breathe, you perform better. Meanwhile, showing up late creates a cycle: panic, stress, and lower confidence. So ask yourself, do you own time or does time own you? Here is one tiny Japanese-inspired habit that can change your daily life. Whatever your next task is, whether a call, a meeting, gym, work, study, or even sleep, start 5 minutes early. Not for productivity, but for dignity. That habit creates calmness, control, and consistency. Japan teaches that being early isn't about being perfect, it's about being prepared. Adopt this tiny discipline and watch how silently your life becomes smoother. Walking culture and daily movement discipline. Let's finish with the fifth habit, something so small that most people never notice it: daily movement. In many Western lifestyles, movement is separate. You either exercise or you don't. You sit most of the day, then hope one gym session will fix everything. Cars replace walking, convenience replaces effort. But in Japan, movement isn't an activity, it's a lifestyle. People walk everywhere, to work, to school, to stations, to markets. Even elderly people walk daily. It isn't called exercise, it is simply living. Japan follows a concept called kaizen, improvement through small steps. Every walk, every stair, every extra minute of movement builds health silently. Compare that with Western living. Sit all day, right arrow drive, sit more, and then wonder why energy is low, why the body feels heavy, or why discipline is weak. Japan teaches motion strengthens emotion. Walking clears the mind, improves posture, reduces stress, and trains consistency. No gym membership, no equipment, no excuses. So ask yourself, how many steps do you actually walk daily? Here's one small habit you can borrow. Every day, walk 10 minutes. Not for calories, but for clarity. Walk after meals, walk between tasks, walk instead of scrolling. This tiny Japanese habit rewires discipline, focus, and confidence. You don't need to live in Japan, you just need to move like they do. Tiny movement, big transformation.